Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be finally taking a look at this beast of a tank destroyer, the Wotb Camelot.
Camelot! Camelot! Camelot!
Let me know in the comments if you know what movie that clip is from. I will be thoroughly impressed if there are people out there that know what movie I just shared a clip from for that meme. But with that aside, we are going to be breaking into the statistics of the normal waffle on the tech tree with the 12.8 equipped and comparing it to the waffle Camelot. So let's talk about the DPM to start off, 3,129. Now, one thing I did notice about this vehicle's statistics is that this person is running no equipment on it because we got 1,600 hit points, and there's no way you'd ever run armor on the waffle. You'd be running hit points. So it's very clear that this tank is not equipped. Now, if it is, then whoever equipped it is kind of a doofus, but with that aside, 3,129 DPM. And judging that, that's without rammer on. If we were to add that, you're probably going to be sitting at around 3,300 DPM with that version of the waffle. And as you just saw, this version of the waffle with rammer has 3,024 damage per minute. That is a huge difference when it comes to DPM, and yeah, having a 300 advantage already makes, in my opinion, this version way better than both the other guns you can run on the normal tech tree waffle. And when we add in the fact that they have the exact same penetration values, yeah, that is pretty dang impressive. Now, when we take a look at the aiming time, it's 4.1 seconds, followed by 0.316 dispersion. If we take a look at our current waffle, okay, this is where things do get a bit worse for the higher DPM variant, because you'll notice our dispersion is way better at 0.303, and our aiming time is 3.4 seconds. However, that's not completely true, because 0.4 is taken off here, so it's actually 3.8, and then add on another 0.3, and it's actually 4.1. So the aiming time on both of these vehicles are the same if this person is not running equipment, meaning that really it's just the dispersion, which is a little bit worse. But even 0.316 is not too bad, judging that, as I said before, you have a 300 extra DPM buffer. I mean, that's a lot more DPM. Now, it does say 5 degrees of gun depression, but I would like to check how much gun depression it says this gun has, and that is right, 5 degrees. So again, it seems like the gun is going to be the same as the waffle in the tech tree, where over the front you only have 5, but if you turn it to the sides, you're going to have 10 degrees. Although there is one thing I did notice a lot different, and that is the gun elevation. 20 degrees of gun elevation on the clan reward version, and we've got 45 degrees of elevation on the tech tree version. Now, the reason this tank actually has so much gun elevation is down to the fact that this is actually an anti-air cannon in real life. This would be great at shooting flak shells in the air, which explode on a timer, shooting shrapnel into planes. It's actually pretty cool how they work. It's really impressive engineering, but it seems like Wargaming doesn't really think that it needs that, and honestly, I kind of agree. I mean, 45 is insane. You can work some really crazy positions with it if you face the tank downward and you only try to poke the turret, but 20 is still plenty in my opinion, so I don't really think it's that much of a worry. The 5A's got like 15 degrees of gun elevation, and even that is considered quite a bit, so 20 is still more than you're ever going to need. When it comes to armor, 80 millimeters on the hull and 30 on the sides, 20 on the rear. When we take a look at this vehicle, you'll notice it's exactly the same, 80, 30, and 20. So armor-wise, this tank is not any better. There is no spaced armor on it, as we can clearly see here. Do not expect to bounce any shells with this tank. When it comes to concealment, 52%, 42%, and 12%. If we make our way over here, I do need to get rid of camouflage net if I'm running it. I am. So if we take off camouflage net, let's just do that. And now let's take a look at the camouflage values if they are listed. There you are, 55, 43, and 12. And we have 52, 42, and 12. So basically, very similar. While stationary, you have a teeny bit more camo. But when it comes to moving and upon firing, it's basically the same. Meaning that, yeah, the waffle, it's going to be basically statistically the same. If you're going to be driving it when shooting, or if you don't want to get detected while sitting still, you shouldn't have to worry. This is going to play just as annoying as the normal tech tree waffle does. nice. Finally, we make our way over to mobility. It has a top speed of 40 kilometers per hour and 12 in reverse. Now, when it comes to reverse speed, I actually don't mind it on either of these tanks. It's 12 and 40 as well with this vehicle, and the reason it doesn't really matter is down to the fact that the Waffle has a fully traversable turret, meaning that you can just turn the turret backwards with your gun depression, get a shot off, and then drive forwards, which then hides your whole hull. That's how a lot of good Waffle players use the tank, is they just snap a shell, boom, right in the cover. And that's one of the main killers of the grill, is down to the fact that to shoot somebody, you then have to back up usually to try and hide your tank, where the Waffle, you have a fully traversable turret, you just shoot and you drive forwards right in the cover. That is why I personally find it such a capable tank, especially with that camo value it has. Now, this vehicle is a bit slower. Its power to weight is 15.9, but I should point out that that's a little bit incorrect, because we also have to factor in the equipment, and this equipment makes the power to weight get about 1 better on this tank, so it's about 16.1 and 15.9 with this vehicle. Yeah, they're gonna be basically the same on overall acceleration. And yeah, the final thing to talk about is traverse, and it's 36 degrees a second with this tank. And if we take a look at the tech tree Waffle, we are sitting at 30. Oh wait, where is it? I'm lost. 49. Oh wow, that's actually quite a bit different. Even with this on, it only increases it by about 3. So I will say the biggest disadvantage it looks like is the traverse at 36. So overall, I would say that this tank looks a little different, but way better. The fact that it has 300 more damage per minute than the tech tree Waffle is pretty insane, especially judging down to the fact that the other 15 centimeter cannon now has 2700 DPM, meaning that you're gonna have 600 more DPM than the 15 centimeter. This might actually be the first time you're gonna start to see the Waffle played more with the 12.8. Now, technically it's not the tech tree Waffle, but this is definitely a tank I would suggest to try and grind. I wasn't too sure when I first saw it, because I wasn't really paying too much of attention to the statistics. I was like, well, you know, maybe if they gave it the 15 centimeter, it'd be a lot more appealing, but I gotta say, 3300 DPM is really good. Now, if you want my opinion, I kinda wish Wargaming gave it the 15 centimeter with the 640 alpha. Maybe a bit worse DPM or accuracy, but I feel like if it had the alpha, it would have made it so cool to have the Waffle with 640, 600, and then you could have had the 2 different variants, and it would have given a lot of Waffle players the incentive to grind this tank out. But I'll be honest, I still think this tank looks really nice. It's going to have PBR, and it seems like a really fun tank. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Camelot. But I think it looks like a pretty solid vehicle. The camouflage looks cool. It's coming with PBR, and hopefully you're going to be able to earn this vehicle for free when it is released in the event. Now, when is it going to be released? I have no clue. So I can't really give you that information yet. Wargaming is trying more and more lately to keep their information private. I don't know why. It's usually good to know when these events come out so you can spend your time grinding it when you know you have allocated time, but oh well, that's Wargaming for you. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you would like to see more like it in the future, please do consider smashing that subscribe button down below, as I always try to get the fastest information out as possible. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!